Hey guys, I'm Matt.
And I'm Mark.
Welcome to another episode of
Monday Night Insight.
What are we talking about today, Mark?
So today we got a review going on.
Yeah.
As you guys probably know, everyone should know that the second season of Mandalorian is coming out every Friday.
That's the one with the little wizard boy in it, right?
Yeah, it's Gandalf and Harry has to go drop a ring into a mountain.
That all makes sense, man. It all makes sense. Big fan. Big fan.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what, man? Let's actually talk about The Mandalorian. All right, so my favorite part about The Mandalorian is that it's a serious departure from the Skywalkers.
Yeah, you know me and I could talk about Star Wars all day. Negatives, positives all day, and one of my biggest negatives in the Star Wars universe is the Skywalkers to me. I'm not a big fan of the Skywalker universe, and honestly, I'll just leave it at that before we derail.
This can go off the rails, man. Mandalorian. God bless.
So
this new episode.
Yeah.
But we're bringing back an older character, but again, another departure from the Skywalker. But I mean, this character has an association with, arguably the most important Skywalker out of all of them.
And just for future reference, before we keep going, spoilers. We are not going to hold back on this one because we're going to talk about the episode.
Yeah, dude, it's 2020 by now. If you haven't figured out how to pirate the show and you don't have a Disney Plus, sorry, man, that's on you.
It's crazy. You should be able to. You should have somebody or know somebody that can.
Someone with carrier pigeon is over there clapping, flipping pigeons, bringing you the script at this point. You should already know this.
Sorry to interrupt, but keep going.
All right, so this new character, man. New character to The Mandalorian. Close to all of us, those of us that like the Clone Wars. Ashoka Tano. Right?
Boca Raton.
Yep,
Yeah.
Boca Raton. No, Ashoka Tano, man. We got to see this kid grow up, become an adult. We get that final season of the Clone Wars coming back in, and now she's an adult, and now she's a serious warrior, and then bam, right? The whole world goes to pot, the Jedi run away, and then Ashoka Tano's in hiding, and we haven't heard from anything since. Until now.
Yeah, and then the show starts off with her showing her talent, for sure.
It's just absolutely epic.
It just comes in there in this desolate, destroyed planet. It looks like it's Chernobyl's cousin.
It looks like I feel like definite horror movie vibes from it,
big time.
I can only imagine being, assigned or stationed at a planet like that, and you're just some lowly Imperial, like, stormtrooper type dude, and all of a sudden you're fighting this, like, ninja space wizard who disappears in the mist and comes at you with laser swords.
She was definitely John Wicking it out there. You'd see her, and then all of a sudden, whoop, disappeared. See her, boop, disappeared.
And she'd just pop in, kill somebody, pop out, and it was I thought it was fantastically shot.
Oh yeah, for sure,
dude. I think it was one of the best episodes that I've seen.
Yeah,
so far, man, so far.
And I'm always one to love to see someone using lightsabers. That's what when I think of Star Wars, I think of some kind of lightsaber battle going down. It gets me going.
You can't not think of lightsabers. I think everybody's held a lightsaber at their waist or crotch and tried to have an imaginary lightsaber fight with.
Yeah, or like a stick or something you didn't have. Like boom, boom, boom. But that's the opening, right? So she's kicking ass, and then you meet this character.
What was it?
Elsbeth something. Morgan Elsbeth.
Yeah, Morgan Elsbeth, right?
And not much is really known about her.
Nothing? No, I mean, you can tell she's a bad guy.
Yeah.
Man. And the entire show, like, so the whole TV show itself, The Mandalorian, one, let's just call it what it is, right? Like, fuck the Star Wars, fuck the space travel, all of it. This is a Western.
Oh yeah, 100%. If you haven't figured out like how they're shooting these shows, 100%, whoever's shooting these shows loves westerns and loves the style of them, and that's exactly what you see in most of these things going on.
And and you get your classic Western thing. We introduce the good guy, then we introduce the good.
Yeah.
We introduce the bad, and then we introduce the ugly. Yeah. About why the bad are so ugly, and then insert everybody's favorite Mandalorian, Din Djarin, right, shows up with his adorable little counterpart, who, by the way, gets a name now. That's kind of a big deal.
Yeah, for sure.
What was little homie's name?
Grogu.
I mean, I'll take it. Grogu.
It's interesting. I don't know if fans are going to respond to it really well because they're really used to calling it Baby Yoda.
Yeah,
and it's
that's
super.
true.
And the moment I heard the name Grogu, I thought of Grogu from American Dad. Roger's tumor, his kid that he has, it was a tumor. His name's Grogu.
I think that this is just another one of Roger's unborn, or new children that wasn't covered in American Dad. Roger gets around the galaxy.
Yeah, it's an alien. You never know.
An animal, man. I'm a big fan of Roger.
But it's definitely an interesting name. You definitely get a name to it now, and they kind of like in the show they definitely, or at least Ahsoka.
Ashoka Tano is able to like have this sort of silent conversation with Grogu, talking back and forth about. They just sit there and smile at each other over a fire, and Jedi's doing Jedi things, but we learn lots of new stuff about little baby Grogu.
It was interesting when the Mandalorian met Ahsoka Tano out there when he was like hired to kill her.
Oh, God bless.
Right?
Yeah, we glossed completely over that.
Something I didn't know, that the armor that the Mandalorian's armor, the Beskar, can stop a lightsaber from cutting through it.
Epic. Which BT dubs I thought was awesome. It reminded me of a meme that I saw in a quick little bit of canon. So the Mandalorians had a war with the Jedi, right?
Yeah.
And the Jedi essentially just mopped the floor with the Mandalorians. But the Jedi showed up to go fight the Mandalorians, and the Mandalorians found out that laser blasters weren't working. So what did they do? They switched over to, in Star Wars canon, what we call slug throwers.
Yeah.
It's a shotgun.
Yeah.
He said, parry this, you fucking casual, and fired a goddamn lead slug at him, which obviously you shoot a lead slug at a lightsaber. What does it become? Molten metal. So, I mean, that's obviously a Jedi's downfall. So, Jedi never going to take over Earth. But talking back over that initial fight with Din Djarin and Ashoka Tano, I mean, these are two titans of the Star Wars empire, I guess you'd call them at this point, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, this whole, honestly, like when I look at The Mandalorian, and I think the more I've watched The Mandalorian, the more I really get in tune with it. But if you really think about The Mandalorian is just side quests to Star Wars. 100%. You're just going across these bits of the universes that you've heard of and stuff like that. And instead of fighting the main mission, you're just going to all these other people that you know of, and you're just like, oh, that's interesting. And they got these side little missions before you hit the main mission,
But on that same note, like, you've played Skyrim, right?
Nope.
No.
I've watched my buddy play it a lot. It's just, those games aren't.
So I played Skyrim, and I'm going to be honest with you. I never, ever, ever had any drive to complete the main quest.
Yeah.
I never actually beat Skyrim because the side quests were so much better than the main story.
It just depends. I'm a big avid of if it's a good main story. Like I'll do side quests. I'll do enough side quests to get me going through the game, to get me strong enough, and so on and so forth. But I am someone that enjoys the main story because I think I'll get more out of the main story than I will out of the side quests.
Different view, different review, different game. But
anyways,
bringing it back,
Baby Yoda, or I'm sorry, Grogu. Something that got mentioned in the show, which I thought was something to hit on, is Ahsoka Tano. I want to say Boca Raton.
Ashoka Tano.
Ashoka Tano. I didn't watch Clone Wars. I was just something I didn't. Animation.
Maybe
Star
go
Wars,
back and check it out. It's actually.
I tried watching it. There was something about it. I've heard it's really good. I'm not saying it's not good, but
the CGI rendering is kind of blocky in the people's faces at times, and it's kind of hard to look at.
Yeah. But she mentions that Baby Yoda, or I'm sorry, Grogu, has a lot of fears.
Which would be natural,
right?
Because he's lived his life as a wandering
But she even mentions that there's some kind of dark past to his past, and mentions those fears. Could there be a possibility of him learning the Force, or starting to learn the Force and going? Would Mando be the difference of
him turning to the dark side or staying on the light side?
Could we see a dark fucking Yoda?
Dude,
what?
Well, I mean, like, I think, so canonically speaking, like, you got to talk about, whenever you talk about Yoda and his species, right? Whenever one dies, the next one shows up. Okay? I get that we had Yaddle in the first 3, and that was the female portion of it, and then she just kind of disappeared from canon because it wasn't an interesting story to have her there. It was cool to have her sitting on the council or whatever, and then she disappeared and went and took a side role. But the idea that like Yoda's species itself only has one at a time, like, makes you think about how important to the Force they are.
Yeah, but I'd also take all that stuff with a grain of salt. Star Wars is not one to play by its own rules.
No, it is not
at all. Take the episodes that just came out, 7, 8, 9. When you have the rule of 2, but yet you have fucking dumbass. What's the main character's name? Kylo Ren. Oh. Then you have Snoke, but at the same time you have Palpatine in the rear. That's 3. But then we don't really get to know what Snoke is.
Yeah.
They kind of just left that at a standstill.
I didn't know that there was actually new Star Wars movies out. I thought those were fanfics.
I might as well be.
But
I could have vomited.
Moving forwards, right? There's a lot of stuff in, like, I don't want to dissect too much about the episode, but one thing I do want to talk about was costuming. In The Mandalorian specifically, like, I feel like they went, and this harkens back to an older age where CGI wasn't quite as effective as it was before. Mm-hmm. I think that there's a lot more.
Yeah.
Do you see where
I know exactly where you're going with this.
Who am I talking about right now?
You're talking about a specific person?
No. Which characters in this episode am I talking about with their costumes that were just really outside of the norm and just caught my eye?
Are you talking about the guards?
I am talking about the guards, dude.
Yeah, the guards. One of the things that gets me when you watch the episode, and it goes back to this planet, right? This planet is this desolate world that looks like it just got ravaged by bombardments of bombs. Mm-hmm. And these guards are wearing these, like, World War I style gas masks.
I fucking loved it, dude.
And you wonder yourself, is this part of like what they're supposed to be doing? Is it part of them? Are they from another world where they need to breathe like their own atmosphere? Or is the place so potent that they have to wear it?
Is that PPE provided by the company, right? to be able to sit there and operate on this world?
But yeah, I mean, but then you see these regular people.
Why are the main characters not wearing it?
Yeah, it just doesn't. It's something that it just didn't add up to me. But one of the things you were talking about when it comes to that is one of the things I like about The Mandalorian is you see a lot of CGI in these episodes, but when you look at The Mandalorian, it looks like it goes back to the original episodes where it was just a lot of makeup and.
That's what everyone loved about Star Wars, right? Yeah. Let's just take everything out, right? Let's talk about one specific costume. One specific costume in Star Wars. The X-Wing fighter pilot.
Yeah.
Okay? We look at him. He's got his orange jumpsuit, right? High visibility in case he crashes, and he's inside of some sort of lake. He's able to be seen from the sky and rescued. He has his vest on, right? This vest, it has the communications platforms built into the chest. Yeah. His helmet is able to push button, bring out a mask. It folds down and has a blast shield over his face to protect his eyes. Yeah. The cockpit on the inside looks like the actual cockpit from a fighter pilot. It's not like too many like starship button pushing things. It's back to a joystick, and he's got his Astro droid, and it looks like the inside of it. And Star Wars has always been good about taking something from real life and then looking at it and reimagining it into their universe. And that's why the costumes have always been so good in Star Wars, which is one of the things I always got to bring up with The Mandalorian. Every single time I see it, there's a practical use for just about everything, to include those guard masks.
Yeah.
And the guard equipment.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah, they definitely look at it. They definitely check their they definitely dot their I's and cross
the T's when it comes to that. Like
they're pretty good at that, especially in The Mandalorian. Like I said, The Mandalorian is a super good. It's like watching Rogue One, man. You just look at Rogue One and you're just like, beautiful, well put together.
Dude, a lot of Bothan spies died to bring us his plans, but.
Moving on with the review, one of the things that what I thought was really interesting was The Mandalorian and Ahsoka Tano, Bo-Katan, decided to team up, and they go in there, and she fools them to think that she killed the Mandalorian, and they start trying to track her through the town, the little village or whatever there, and this like really dreary like night looking place
with lots of fog and smoke, and it's just really compact, tight, close quarters.
And they split up, and I was just the first time when I watched it, I was just like, this is a bad move. You're out there hunting a Jedi, so splitting up.
One thing I really wanted to talk about with that is you can tell they had a couple of military advisors on set, because the guards, they looked right. The way they were moving, the way they were holding their rifles, the way they'd stop at corners, tap each other, move around corners to cover spots. Yeah. And then all of a sudden they'd shit the bed.
Yep.
But I mean, because, when a psycho space wizard / ninja jumps out from behind you with laser swords, I'm not entirely sure I could keep my composure.
I'm not sure I would tangle with that in the beginning. If I was in that guard force and then I seen a Jedi come up, I'd probably be like, I'm on break.
There was a dude. He did the thing.
Yeah.
He did the thing. Like
she gave him a chance.
From the like we opened up and we started watching the episode, and I was like, bro, I swear to God, if I emptied a whole magazine at somebody and they deflected it with their laser swords, their lightsabers, I would drop my rifle, pick my hands up, and turn around and run.
Well, obviously they know something I don't, and I'm about to get my ass whooped.
And I'll be goddamned if we didn't get to see it this episode. That was a very human reaction, and that was very normal and totally reasonable. Like, homie tried to shoot. She used the force powers, ripped his rifle out, smacked another dude right in the face with it, and then dude stood there and was just like, and then she gave him the look. She was just like, and he was like, out, and then took off running.
For sure.
And reasonable response. And totally reasonable.
After they fail miserably tracking the Jedi, the Mandalorian shows back up, frees the prisoners, and then
we get the coolest face-off.
Yeah, you have two like little battles going on.
Two sensual face-offs.
You have
you got Mando and the hired gunfighter.
Yeah.
You got Din Djarin and the hired gunfighter, and then you get Ahsoka Tano and
Morgan
Elsbeth. Morgan Elsbeth, which, man, she's an enigma, wrapped in a riddle, wrapped in a lie. I don't know why. I don't know what she is. She's something else. She's wielding this Beskar spear.
Yeah.
She was trying to pay Din to go kill Ahsoka Tano with, but he obviously doesn't.
Yeah.
But man, she's wielding it with vicious precision.
Yeah, she definitely had some combat training in her life, and we looked her up before this to see if we could figure out who she was, if she was something intriguing. And like the first ever appearance that she's been in is The Mandalorian. This is her first appearance, and
looking forward to seeing her more.
Yeah, Matt had a good little assumption on it that she might be.
I think she's a fucking Mandalorian.
Well, she did now, but I think she did. Well, we didn't see her die.
No, we didn't. That was one of the things I was going to bring up. The last we see of Morgan Elsbeth, is Ahsoka Tano has a lightsaber to her neck, and she's asking about Grandma.
It's not Gideon. It's something else. It's Admiral something.
Admiral someone or other.
Admiral something.
You know what? I'm going to break the golden rule.
And take a look at it. Yeah, she has the lightsaber to her throat. She asked where her master was. So she had a master because apparently she was like behind the reason, or she was like the reasoning that she helped mass produce all the starships, the starfighters for the Empire during the war, and she just desecrated all these lands.
Grand Admiral Thrawn.
Grand Admiral Thrawn. If you know who that is, do you know that? Did it say who that is?
So as I look, like the first thing I see is we have an image come up of Grand Admiral Thrawn, and I don't know if we'll be able to project an image of this guy later across the back of the screen.
Yeah, I mean, it could definitely.
We'll find something. We'll find something out more about that, but we'll talk more about Grand Admiral Thrawn.
Yeah.
But man, that was a really intense battle. It was she's sitting here holding a staff or spear made out of this pure Beskar, and she's fighting with a Jedi, which not many people can do, and to date, normal people I've seen in the franchise, no one's bested one yet.
Yeah.
I mean, the closest we saw to besting one was Din Djarin messing around with Ashoka Tano. They were going back and forth.
I think General Grievous had Obi-Wan on the fritz pretty good for a little bit.
I think we saw how that ended.
Well, definitely he won. I'm not saying he bested him, but I think he had him on the fritz a little bit.
Yeah.
But either way, yeah, you're right. And after that battle was won, it goes back into the front gates of the inner gates of the city. Yeah. Where the Mandalorian...
it traded back and forth,
yeah,
which gave us one of the most intriguing conversations that happened, right? Was Din Djarin talking with this hired gunfighter,
yeah,
right? What was your opinions on that conversation that those two dudes were having?
I mean, it's a classic Western in my opinion right there. I mean, you have two dudes, two gunslingers, facing each other in the open road, right? In the main road. That would have been the main road into the city, the main gate. And you're sitting there, nobody's out there, everyone's hiding inside, and you have these two gunslingers, and you can even see Mando
messing around with this,
getting ready to draw,
right? And
then the battle ends, and you can immediately tell as this guy's like, well, I guess you win, as he's setting his thing down. Like, you obviously know he's going to draw his weapon. He's going to try to get him. And he does, and Quick Draw McGraw fucking just plows him one. And then you still see it again when you think it's over, and that one robot that flew up on the roof came out of nowhere.
The assassin droid jumps up, and man, bow!
Right in the face.
What a character, man.
Yeah.
What a character.
Yeah, he's definitely good on his gun. It's definitely like a...
But I really, really want to gloss over, like, one, the storytelling ability of the juxtaposition of the two duels that were happening. One, you have this sort of samurai movie-style duel that's on this platform surrounded by two nice little ponds in this nice garden area going on between Ashoka Tano and I keep forgetting her name.
Morgan Elsbeth.
And Morgan Elsbeth. And there's
it's a weird last name.
And it's super calm, but very well shot. Like, the two of them it's an intense battle between the two of them, but there's a lot of, it was almost like art, watching the two of them fight.
Yeah. Whereas, like I said,
it was like poetry in motion, watching them fight.
And you can even tell in the surrounding area, it had a like Japanese almost feel to it. That's in the background,
which. It was like a samurai movie was going on inside of a Western movie the whole time. And you hear the two gunfighters. You can tell the skill of the both of them because they're listening to this duel happen on the other side of this giant wall. And then finally, when you hear Morgan Elsbeth's spear drop, the guy's like,
I guess you won. And then that whole thing unfolds or whatever.
Bang, bang, and then he's dead.
But coming up to the end of it, you obviously, like... she tells the Mandalorian that she can't train Yoda because Grogu. Grogu has this built-in connection with
Din Djarin.
Yeah, with the Mandalorian, and he's like a father to him now. And she tells him to go to a planet. I scribbled it out. Tython or something. I think it's Planet Tython.
Yeah, that's it.
Where there's this old Jedi temple. And you can. She said to place him up on top of this like little spot where he can decide if he wants to use the Force or doesn't want to. He will choose his path to use the Force or not to use the Force. And she said if he uses the Force, a Jedi
it will act
sense
as a beacon, and the Jedi, some Jedi will sense him, and could move to him.
Get him. So it makes me wonder if he does choose the Force and it is a beacon, who are we going to see?
So we are always talking about how the Jedi, and they even mentioned the Jedi are almost gone, right? The Sith are a separate entity from the Jedi.
Yeah, 100%.
And Force-sensitive people are born all over the universe and all over the galaxy.
And if you're going to take anything into consideration, don't take 7, 8, 9 into consideration for anything. That was just a travesty all over the place. If you're going to use that shit to, like at the end of 9, where there's like this huge Sith empire of all these Siths all around Sidious, and you're just like, what the fuck?
I'm okay with that because I'm of the opinion that in the entire Star Wars franchise that the Empire was the good guys and the rebels were insurgent scum trying to overthrow what would be an otherwise peaceful empire that was forged and wrought through blood and sacrifice of decades of work.
It's like sitting there saying Thanos was good, you know. It's like when Captain America said, or when Thanos goes, well, I'll just destroy this whole universe and this whole cosmos and just start over, and and then Captain America goes, yeah, born of blood, and he goes, they'll never know it.
Would they?
It's up to you. What do you think is better? I'm an Obi-Wan fan. I'll be an Obi-Wan fan till I die. So
Darth Maul, gang.
Nope.
But so if I had to rate this episode tonight, man, we have a rating scheme here on Monday Night Insight. And we think it's super personable to everybody, right? Talk to me about it.
So, coming up with I didn't want to just do like one out of 5 stars, 2 thumbs up, whatever it was. We I thought we would come up with our own little thing. And obviously every time we come in and say Monday Night Insight or Friday Night Insight or whatever what it was before, we'll hear a snap a beer open and cheers it. So we're going to do like a rating scheme of how many beers we think it is.
How much of the Sixer are you going to crush?
How much of the Sixer are you going to crush? 6 being the best, so you're having a good time because you're going to drink all 6. Mm-hmm. 1 being, well, that's a pretty shitty beer. You can have it. Right? And honestly, what would you rate it?
If I had to give it something, just on pure cinematography, storytelling, interaction between characters. Did we talk about who played Ahsoka Tano?
No.
Dude, what is that actress's name? And before I give a single rating, Rosario Dawson, right? Rosario Dawson is an amazing actress who has not got a ton of work, but her work here as playing as Ahsoka Tano helps me buy it, and it helps me give it this rating, and a rating that I stand by, of 6 out of 6 beers.
Yeah, I mean, I'd have to 100% agree with you. I mean, I think it's one of the best episodes so far. I get to see Jedi. I get to see a lightsaber duel. The lightsabers to me were really super interesting. You get these white lightsabers, dual lightsabers. It was super neat, super fun, well written. This Western theme, I love Westerns. I would give it a 6 out of 6 as well. I would drink that old Sixer.
And even if it wasn't, the coolest part about it, who Ahsoka was doing was not another Jedi. I always like the idea of people who aren't Jedi actually squaring up on what would otherwise be these superheroes and either getting close to besting or besting them. That's part of Star Wars that you don't get to see very often, and big fan of that. So again, I second the motion, 6 out of 6.
Well, that's our review of Mandalorian Chapter 5.
Dude, subscribe,
and comment, subscribe, man.
Drop it in the comments.
If you have something, if you have like a weird, weird or whatever, if you have like something you'd like us to review or something like that, we're just gonna keep it random and we're gonna try and keep up on the Mandalorian and whatnot too. If we can. But if you have something that you'd like us to review, let us know. And drop in the comments, whatever. Definitely like us. But this is Monday Night Insight. This is Mark.
I'm Matt.
Have a good night.
Have a nice night.